Okay, I know what you're thinking, but I actually started working on these videos in July this time around, so welcome to what will actually be contained to 1 month this time, March of War. So once again, I find myself playing a game series that I missed out on, this time because I never actually owned a PS2 during that era. I decided to be an Xbox kid, and while I don't regret that decision, apparently some of these games are a big deal. Now, much like Infamous last year, this is a game that I did try to play a while back and just kind of lost interest, but thanks to the power of doing it for a review, I managed to get through it. So let's visit the original king of sex, violence, and mythology, God of War. Is that a genre? Are there other? Our game starts off with Kratos standing over a cliff. And then he jumps. Well, seeing as there's 6 more of these damn things, I'm guessing he's gonna be fine. So let's jump to 3 weeks earlier aboard a ship. The game keeps telling me to use different combinations of moves, but I basically just mashed square for 7 hours. After taking these guys out, we open the hatch and we have to mash on R2? Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm sure for people who played Virtua Cop, this is a big deal, but for people like me who decided that all the good games were at home, this is unnatural to me. My finger still hurts and it's been almost a year. Now we fight a Hydra head, which ends in, oh good, there's QTE segments in this game. But don't worry, literally every enemy is supposed to be killed in a QTE. Then after that, we get to do another annoying thing in gaming, balancing on a beam. Yay! After fighting about 800 enemies, we fight another Hydra head. Or the same one, I don't know. More enemies, more balancing beams at completely terrible camera angles, and I even managed to glitch off this one. But now comes one of my favorite points in the whole game. You have to move this block while being shot at by some archers, who you can't actually kill. Oh, but don't worry, they can break your box. You can kick it across, but it takes so much time that you end up being a sitting duck. And also they can hit the box from over the fence. This took me 7 freaking minutes. After a rope climbing segment, we get Poseidon's Rage. Oh, so I guess it's still Infomarch. Actually, this HD remake looks slightly better than the first Infamous, but I'm getting off topic. After a cutscene, we get to fight the Hydra. After taking out the 2 little heads, we climb the mast to take on the big one. Now the trick here is to not get blown off the edge and have to climb up the mast 100 times. This is literally just a waited out boss that are oh so fun. Occasionally you have to do a QTE and slam his head into the mast, breaking it a bit more each time until you impale him on it. I know Kratos is supposed to be an ultra badass, but I feel like no amount of pull-ups would allow you to pull a Hydra head while you are in midair. That just doesn't seem possible no matter who you are. You grab the captain's key and unnecessarily kill the captain in the process. And instead of a cutscene or something to warp us back to the door, we get to backtrack along the annoying beams to open the door, just in time to see monsters killing people. Apparently this makes Kratos have a flashback, and you're supposed to feel sorry for him because of his past, but I just watched him throw some guy down a Hydra's throat for no reason. After some needless boobs, Kratos talks to his imaginary friend and is tasked with saving Athens from Ares. Oh, but first you can do a QTE where you have sex with these 2 women. How come we hear about the hot coffee mod in GTA all the time, but no one ever brings this up, which is way worse? Oh well, time to enter Athens, where you get to fight this Minotaur. And this is where I realized you can actually kill these things without QTEs. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now you fight this guy with a giant spiky ball for a hand, who I'm pretty sure was a character in Small Soldiers. And now, a platforming section from a top-down perspective. Well, this game is checking all the check marks so far. All we're missing is a game-breaking glitch and a J-pop sequence, and we've got the whole set! But no time to look for those. We have to fight this Medusa thing. She can turn you to stone, but it's pretty simple to avoid. And then you rip her head off and get the stone power for yourself. And much like all the other powers in this game, I won't use them and just kill things with my awesome chain knives. Now we move around this ballista to open up a couple of paths, and thus begins our backtrack quest. I hope you like the city center, because we're going to be here quite a few times. At least the soundtrack is nice, so that makes it a little better. Now we knock down the statue, because apparently Kratos can squat well over 16 tons. And climb on its head to the top of the tower, fighting minotaurs and medusas along the way. Now we fire a rope arrow to another building and climb across, killing things along the way by drop-kicking them. I just watched Kratos knock down a 12-story marble statue with his bare legs. You're telling me he can't take down these things with one kick? And the result of that is we're back to the original ballista. Clear out the door and we find boobs. I mean the Oracle of Athens. Let's be honest, she's just boobs. Even Kratos was trying to cop a feel here. And hey look, it's Ares! Oh, he's a ginger. Clearly that makes him evil. And for the convenience of cutscene, he's about 10 yards away from you, even though he was clearly half a mile away. And then afterwards, he's back to where he was. But he looked right at Kratos, so... whatever, if I think about this too much, I'll give myself an aneurysm. Let's just petrify the Hammer Brothers and get out of here. We make our way down to a city street, checking every house along the way because I'm not in a hurry. Take a dip in the fountain, and make our way to the town square. Oh my god, all these people are dying! Quick, Kratos! Pretend to care! Oh. Yeah, you could kill them for some health. That's cool. Ah, gross. Is that a loincloth in these things, or pubic hair? Well, now we chase down this girl who apparently knows who Kratos is and calls him a monster, which hurts his feelings, I guess? Does Kratos have feelings? Well, doesn't matter since she kills herself instead of talking to him. Not a bad plan, actually. Luckily, on her awkwardly positioned corpse is a key, so at least she didn't die in vain. But now we fight these guys with glowy yellow shields, who exist only to force us to use the combo attacks. Look guys, this game's already slow and monotonous as it is. Can you just let me kill things the way I want to? Kill some things, lift the gate, climb some ivy, and now you fight some shadow thing. I'ma zap ya! Climb some ivy-covered columns and make your way to the rooftops and find some wimp pulling a lever that withdraws the bridge. I'm not 100% certain how functional that actually is, but it works for the plot, so I guess it's fine. Now we, slowly, drag this ballista around. Oh, you can kick it, but only in one direction, so there's some slow dragging. Put it on this platform to spin it around, which requires moving it on and off the platform because apparently, in Athens, 360 degrees was frowned upon. And now we get Zeus's Fury, which will now allow us to kill enemies at a distance. And that little chicken was holding the lever. Hey look, it's Boobs! Only she's not a hologram this time. Now Kratos chases her down in hopes of copping a feel for real this time. But first, this guy creeps on Kratos. Bro, worms are not an accessory. Push them statues to block the booby birds and go save the Oracle. And if you do it fast enough, you get a trophy. I didn't do it fast enough. Hey, Oracle, you looked much different in the gameplay footage than the cutscenes. Now for some backstory about Kratos. He killed people. Oh, and now he chokes this chick. This is our hero, folks! Well, now we have to get Pandora's box. That seems like a good idea. Stairs. Hey, it looks like the Ubisoft logo, kind of. After a trek through the sewers, we emerge right where we saw Ares the first time. Well, he's still killing people. I'm out. Oh, hello, my imaginary friend. How'd you get off the ship? Who's watching my women? Now we have to scour the desert looking for sirens. It's as fun as it sounds. Blow a horn to part the desert, and you find a titan carrying the entire palace on his back. Hey, look! He has a Game Grumps face on his forehead. And apparently he is made of the stickiest substance on Earth, as Kratos climbed up he and the walls to the top for 3 straight days. I call BS. Not as much as I do with this thing being alive. Oh good, ogre reindeer. Go up the stairs, open a door, and enter the Rings of Pandora. This place sucks. First, we go through the spiky walls of death to drop a lever that spins the room. Now we get the Blade of Artemis, which, of course, is worse than the Blades of Chaos. It's just a plot device, so let's move on and never use it. Pull a lever to drop a weight with a chain on it. Slide down and cross a rope, fending off the usual enemies. Grab the Shield of Hades and kill off a bunch of fodder to avoid getting squished by a spiky wall, and place the shield on a door. Kick the box across a button to go through the trick wall. More fodder, then the Shield of Zeus. If I'm starting to sound bored, it's entirely because I am. Insert the Shield of Zeus to open the door, where you find spinning Blades of Death. Just a little patience required here, so clearly I will be sliced to bits. Good thing I'm playing on easy. Oh good, a conveyor belt of death. No thanks, I'll take my chances with the bottomless pit. Oh, a narrow hallway with a giant ball. Well, I know where this is going. But first, I have to face the Belt of Doom to get the handle. Games, don't let me know that the giant mashing spiked walls of death won't actually kill me in one hit. Then I'm just gonna run through it without a care. I'm gonna run through it without a care either way. Oh no, I take it back. Anything but a wall climbing area where it all looks the same. You cruel, cruel bastards. Grab the handle and now it's time for Indiana Oh, never mind. Now we rip the architect's son's head off his corpse, which for some reason was tough to take off. And now another flashback for some Kratos backstory. He's still a dick. But now we can use the skull to get into the inner ring and oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Nothing like a balancing act followed up by a well-placed jump. Ow. Attempt number 2? Crap. 3rd time's a charm? And the damn ladder falls anyways. Now it's time for the challenge of Poseidon and Puppy! Oh. Oh no, what happened to you? Well, Yeller, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to put you down. Hey look, a wall of archers! This is for destroying my box on the boat. Hey look, it's the Titan down there. Oh crap, monsters! I guess you could call this an Attack on Titan? Alright, I deserve those boos. Well, it's been almost an hour. Time for some unnecessarily cruel Kratos. I get that you have to kill this guy as part of the trial, but Kratos isn't even bat an eye. I think he would have done this anyways. And after listening to him the whole way up, this actually felt nice. Alright, Kratos, you win this round. And now we get Aquaman's Trident. Time to talk to some dolphins. Oh, wait. This isn't talking to dolphins. It's... Oh, man. It's an underwater level. Oh, and it has spikies. But that's not nearly as bad as the giant walls of imminent death. Crap. 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 Are you kidding me? Crap. I'd like to point out that Miguel and Justin were watching me play this the whole time, and they were both just laughing at me. And no, I wasn't recording their audio. Pull this lever to reveal stairs. But they're a farce. There's actually a door in one of them that you have to take to get out. And we're back in the original spiky wall room. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. Well, at least I grabbed both the Muse keys, so now I get some extra power-ups. Back to the center circle and swim down to find... hell. It's hell. Or the Challenge of Hades. Same thing, really. Clear out these ogre tards with the blue sacrifice circles to open up the hallway of various deaths. Kill all the enemies to open up a beacon that unlocks another hallway. Oh, but don't you underrate this hallway. This hallway is full of giant flaming balls. And you have to open doors while they fly at you. And Kratos can manhandle a Hydra, kick over a statue, and murder entire rooms of demons, but he is incapable of opening a door in any reasonable amount of time. So, my experience was this. Oh, did I mention there's a bunch of false doors? Oh, there's a pattern, but you get exactly 0 leeway. Your reward for solving this puzzle? A rope climb with archers. And that leads to a series of balance beams laced with spinning blades. Remember when video games were fun? We did all that to open the door for the boss. Ganon? And we're over halfway through this game, and this is only the second boss we've come across. Oh, there have been mini-bosses. Sort of. Every other mini-boss is basically their way of introducing a new enemy. With this guy, you attack him a few times to expose his cow nipples, and you make them explode. Then you ride him like a bronco, then pull the lever when he's stunned to shoot a missile at him and crack his armor. Rinse and repeat, and then you beat the armor off of it. Now wear him down and shoot one final missile at him to kill him. Hooray! Make your way up the spiral staircase of fiery death and rip off another pesky skull. Back in the boss room, you unlock the Army of Hades, which is probably the most useful of the powers. Swim back to the Rings of Pandora, open the underwater door with the skull, and you get to solve a light beam puzzle. It's not actually that hard, it's just tedious. Do that, and you'll make the guy in the middle rise up, spooking even the creepiest of body burners. Take the elevator up, and besides not being able to return in some narration, you'll be gently placed in a new area where you will be introduced to these jackal things. Again, no enemy is particularly hard in this game, they just take more and more damage to kill. And a random harpy is treated as a sign, even though I fought 200 of these damn things, and we get more backstory. But again, not enough. I kind of already knew we had the Blades of Chaos. After an annoying platforming section that you come back to no less than 4 times, you fight your way through the cliff sides looking for some necklaces. To get the Necklace of Hera, you have to solve this block puzzle, which... Actually, this is probably the best puzzle in the game. It's like if Tetris and Zelda had a baby. But we go right from that to another wall climbing section. Oh, don't mind me, I just got lost for 20 minutes because it all looks the goddamn same. And now we go from the best puzzle in the game to the absolute worst. You need to push this block all the way to this platform here before the spikes pop up. And the only way to do that is to use the imprecise kicking mechanic to move it along. Also, you need to navigate terrible camera angles to jump on this ledge before it's too late. This was almost the end of the game for me. Luckily I got a little bit better each time, but it culminated in me losing to the bad camera angles. But I eventually did it, and I didn't even throw my controller. And what you're watching is my half-hour of footage of me trying to do this. And your reward is the Necklace of Aphrodite. But more importantly, I got my last Phoenix Feather. Place the necklace on the bust and climb some moving platforms. And now another flashback. He kills things, and apparently he feels bad for killing the last 2 people. I couldn't really tell, he didn't really show it in his face or anything. You could have told me he just got stabbed in the back and it would look exactly the same. But now it's time for the Architect's Tomb, and it's spinning buzzsaws of platforming ruin. Also, you're timed. And after you get across, you find out that there's 2 other switches across the platforms you have to push statues onto. It is realistically possible to beat this game in about 4 to 5 hours, but because of all the backtracking and the trial and error of the game, you'll easily double your time the first time through. Get through the door, rip off another skull, open another door, take the time to admire the conceptual drawings on the wall here. That's actually kind of cool. Go down another spiral staircase, and prepare to fight a bunch of enemies on moving conveyor belts that will lead you to be crushed. Only that won't kill you. But the spawning archers underneath you? That apparently will. Who knew a spawning low-level enemy could do 66% damage to a Slayer of Gods? But it's all worth it as we get our hands on Pandora's box. And for a little bit, I legit thought we'd have to drag this box all the way back to Athens. It would have been about right for this game. But instead, Ares impales Kratos from that far away, and in your dying flashbacks, you find out those last 2 people Kratos killed were his family. And he's pasty white because he's stuck wearing their ashes. Well, okay. I'd care more, but I kind of forgot he had a family by this point. I mean, the game did a great job briefly mentioning it about an hour into the game. Kratos dies, and on his way to Hades, he grabs onto... Oh look, it's this guy again. The captain is my favorite character in the game so far. And second place goes to random topless girl number 7, I guess. I don't know, I don't really like anyone else. We now get to do a series of platforming to escape Hades and return to Athens. We can sum up the entirety of Hades in one thing. A spinning balance beam with blades all over it. And that's pretty much how I imagine hell. Oh, all the enemies are on fire now, too. And there's also these columns with spinning blades, because wall climbing wasn't already frustrating. Kill some enemies to make a staircase appear, and then that gravedigger from before drops you a rope. Climb back into Athens, kill some more enemies, and retrieve Pandora's box from Ares, which turns out to be... Rita Repulsa's magic staff?
Magic wand now! Let my fighter grow!
Well, now that we're giant Kratos, we fight Ares. He's not too tough, and he drops health and magic occasionally. And, to go back to our checklist from earlier, if you need a game-breaking glitch, if you only do part of the QTE and don't actually finish it, he can help you max out all of your abilities so you can get a shiny trophy. After you finally successfully do the QTE, he tries to mess with you by making you relive when you killed your family in an attempt to change the past. But like everybody's favorite overplayed Disney song says, the past is in the past, and you change nothing. Although it is weird that there's a hug button in this section. But after the farce, you lose your Blades of Chaos. But never fear, that giant sword bridge you crossed earlier is now your weapon of choice, and you easily take Ares down. But then Athena screws you over by forgiving your sins, but not making the nightmares end. Oh no, that's not where she screws you over, though. After you jump off the mountain to your imminent death, they make sure you live, and you succeed Ares' throne and take his place as the god of war. Which you look just about as thrilled as Conquer did in Bad Fur Day. And that was the original God of War, the game that launched Sony's arguably best franchise of the modern era. And what are my thoughts on it? This game is terrible! It's not Ride to Hell Retribution terrible, but it's so far from good that I'm not even sure it deserves being labeled mediocre. The gameplay is boring, repetitious and tedious, mashing the right trigger might be the worst thing in a video game ever. The storyline is interesting, I guess, but I'd rather go to the video store and buy the knockoff 300 movie thanks to crappy gameplay. Kratos is almost an interesting character, but he's mostly a dick who the game wants you to believe is cool. The Blades of Chaos are conceptually the greatest weapons ever made in gaming, but it's lost in this boring hack-and-slash backtrack fix that relies too much on gore and sex appeal to sell it to a gamer. If you want a game with an epic storyline, this may have it, but you're better off watching the video on YouTube. I may be one of the people who values storyline over everything else in a game, but you have to give me something in the gameplay to keep me going. God of War gives you nothing. It's nothing. And I'm supposed to play 5 more of these damn things? Fuck that. March of War is cancelled. Well, this game is checking all the check marks so far. All we're missing is a game-breaking glitch and a J-pop sequence, and we've got the whole set! Am I playing Sonic Boom? I thought I dodged that bullet.